second hour, and the first hour went fast. It was great, it was good, and this was going to be just as good, if not better. We're so happy to welcome to our scene Terry, Wanda, and Angela, the Epps Family singers. And I'm just a little puzzled here. They tell me your names are tonight, and yet you're the Epps Family. Now, how did that come about?
Well,
that's a deep subject.
yeah. Well, Pastor Bill, here's the thing. Our name is different. Knipe, you know, it's spelled K-A-N-I-P-E, and Epps is only 4 letters. It's so much easier to spell, so we just figured we'd take their name instead of ours.
I see.
But that's not really how it happened. I'm just kidding. Actually, the girls here are the Epps.
Okay.
I'm just the tag along.
You're the tag.
I'm the tag along. But just in case somebody, you know, might think that I'm we call that a bigamist, right? Because both of them's last name is Knipe, which is the same as mine. We want to clarify that this is her younger sister, but she is my sister-in-law. Not only is she my wife's sister, but she's my brother's wife. We married sisters, so that's how it all happened.
So your kids are all double first cousins?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's interesting. What's going on with the Epps Family singers?
Well, recently we are no longer, like I said before, last hour, we're no longer South Carolinians, I guess you might say. We're now.
That's a shame.
I know. We're now Lincolnites. Well, actually, they say we're NFL, not from Lincoln. But anyhow, we live in Lincolnton, Georgia now, down at Soap Creek Marina, which is part of the ACM, the Another Chance Ministry Network. They own a percentage of that, and so that's how we help fund ACM back there in Augusta as well. And so that's one thing going on. We have concerts down there all the time. They need to get a hold of our Facebook page or Soap Creek Marina page, and find out all about these good concerts we're having. Another thing that we are involved in, we're getting ready to go into the recording studio with my good friend Mr. Otis Forrest and his assistant Jimmy Gilstrap, and over in Easley at the recording studio there. So just a lot of things happening. Getting ready to go in revival this week. I know y'all may remember revival last year or earlier part of this year over at Dry Oak Assembly of God. Well, we were a part of that there. We were part of the musical part of the revival there. Well, there were several other pastors and preachers that were involved as well, and one of those preachers is Reverend Bobby Davis over at Bethlehem Union Church. So we'll be there this whole weekend in revival. So we're just having all kinds of good times.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, we're glad to have Wanda and Angela on the set here too. And, we'd like to hear from you there. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Your sisters.
Right, I am the oldest. This is my mom and dad had 3 girls, and she's the middle one. And we have another one that used to sing with us, but her and her husband got called to youth ministry in her home church, so she and her husband stepped back. So it's us 3 now that's carrying on. Our dad passed. The family has been around for over 50 years, and what started, my grandmother started it all, and my dad came along and his brothers and sisters, and Dad passed away about 6 years ago, and so Terry stepped up to my dad's place, and we're trying to carry on his legacy a little bit. We've got the drummer tonight. That's one of our sons, Willie, and we've got 2 more at home, 2 more sons at home that we're trying to train up to carry on the family business. So we're excited.
Yes. You mentioned your pianist, Mr. Forrest there. He's quite a pianist there.
Well, let's see. He's nominated several times for Grammy.
Oh, really?
Dove Award winner, producer. He's just, yes, sir. We are just,
We're honored.
yeah, honored to good word for it. I mean, we just flabbergasted, you know, that he would come and sit in with us. And he's a great man. Great.
That's great. Can you share a point in ministry that has really touched your life? Who wants to tell?
Well, our son that's playing the drums tonight, when he was born, when I was pregnant with him, I had a really good pregnancy, very good. But at the very end, when he was ready to be delivered, he developed what they call meconium aspiration, and he had 3 holes to burst in his lungs. And if we had listened to what the doctors told us, he would, which they were telling us he would not be a normal child. He wouldn't be able to bathe himself, wouldn't be able to play and run with the other kids. We got out word that we needed prayer, needed a miracle. And about 2 weeks later, we got to take him home. And he does have the 3 scars on his chest, but he's not a normal child. He's different.
Let me interject on that for just a second.
Sure.
As we was in the neonatal unit.
You ain't that different.
And this, people don't believe that God can work through television a lot of times, you know. But here's the deal. We were sitting there in a little hospital room. The doctor at first had come to us and said there's a study going on. And first they told us that he was not going to be normal. Second, they told us he was going to die, that there was no hope for him. But then they came to us and said there's a study going on. And if we're willing to maybe try that, then they'll do that. But it's 50-50 chance whether or not he even gets the medicine. Well, we said, well, let us go pray about it. So we went to this little hospital room, and we were sitting there praying. And and so I knew that it had to be God that was working through this thing because we were sitting down. Now, I've been in enough TV studios to know that the TV is generally about eye level. Whether you're preaching, whether you're singing, sitting down is generally about eye level. So when you're pointing out like that, you're pointing straight out. Well, this guy, I happened to look up and there was a television on up there. I happened to look up there, and there was a Christian station on there. And I'm pretty sure it was WGGS TV 16 because we were in Greenville, South Carolina. There was a fellow on there, and I could not tell you to this day who it was, but all I remember was he was on there, and he was pointing down. Pointing down.
Right at you.
Right at me. He goes, you're in a little hospital room. The doctors just told you it's 50-50 either way. He got my attention. He said, you better trust God. I said, that's good, Bowen, let's go. We went on out there, told the doctor, you take care of whatever you have to take care of. But God spoke a word to us through that television set, through WGGS TV 16. So I'm telling you, God can still speak miracles today.
Oh, my. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Well, listen, I know you folks have got to sing in just a moment here, so I'm going to release you. We're so delighted to get to talk to you, even briefly tonight, but we're interested in your music too, and looking forward to hearing that next song. So, God bless you real good. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us here.
Thank you.
Amen. God bless you real good. So, right now, we're going to pray with these, for these prayer requests here that have been coming in. God is answering prayer. Here's someone.